Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, everyone. Here, let me adjust this. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do the usual disclaimers, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Please read the article and share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever does actually see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to utilize your headphones. Trigger warning 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised. Alright, where we left off. As we explained in the proposed rule, punishment techniques include a broad range of consequences. This is where we enter in with the mindfuckery that is ABA. Most aversives that are agreed upon within standard of care, although we find them absolutely horrifically abusive, are non-adversive. It's psychological. If your kid is screaming because they're in horrific pain, ignore them until they use their words like a neurotypical. I will bring you back to stub the toe analogy. Are you going to go, ow, I stubbed my toe, this hurts? Or are you going to stub your toe and go, ow, fuck? Because I know which one comes out my mouth. How about you? But we're just going to ignore that. My kid's in extreme pain. And they're screaming because of that pain. But until they calm down and use their words, Mama, my head feels like it's melting from the inside. Use my words. You get what I'm saying here, all right? We won't go into that. On one end of the spectrum, some highly restrictive and or painful, such as ESDs or food deprivation, while on other hand, some are less and non-intrusive, such as using timeouts. The fact that we literally have an aversive, which is food deprivation, is batshit insane. You are depriving your child from food until they can mask well enough to seem at least neurotypical light. You are insane. That is child abuse. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. That is child abuse. Point blank, period. Depriving children of food until they perform tricks like a performing seal for you is abuse. Point blank, period. But what about their behaviors? You do not deprive your children from food. Period. I did not stutter. Okay? But if my neurotypical misbehaves, they don't get supper in the 90s. Okay? Most of these kids start these treatment programs when they're 3, folks. 3 years old. When food is fundamental to their development. Okay? You really think it is a good idea to deprive a 3-year-old of food just because, I don't know, they stimmed in a way that seemed weird? Because yes, folks, that's a thing, but that's a behavior. So until you stop stimming where other people are staring at me, then you don't get to have supper is abuse. Okay? Point blank, I'm tired of playing games with people. Like I said, I'm old, I'm cranky, and I'm done with everyone's shit. While on the other hand, some less or non-intrusive, such as timeouts. Yeah, can we talk about timeouts for a minute? Timeouts don't do shit. Okay? Can I be honest with you all? I'm autistic. I could literally entertaining myself by staring at a wall for hours on end. When I was a kid, and I don't recommend this at all, I could lay on my back on the floor and stare directly up at the light bulb with not blinking for hours on end. Okay? We provide our own entertainment. It does nothing. Teaching alternative coping mechanisms, on the other hand, and for, God forbid you do what my stepdad did and put up like a kickbox punching slash kicking bag out where we can hit it when we need to. No, we can't have reasonable accommodations like that when we are just out of control. We got to get those emotions out now, can't we? Just saying. Given a broad range, FDA did not attempt to define all possible punishment techniques relative to the state of the art. We got to get away from the punishment model, folks. Do you not understand? Well, how else are they gonna stop this behavior? By you getting to the root of the fucking problem, Karen. You are literally punishing them for acting within their neurotype. It's abuse. Point blank. I will not step that back. Strike me if you want to, YouTube. It's abuse. Okay? It's abuse. There should be no punishment model. Period. Especially when we can actually prove with data and research that the most effective way to stop these behaviors is getting to the root of the cause that is making them manifest. You deal with the root cause, and wouldn't you know it, the behaviors that would follow just seem to go away. We got to start injecting more logic into what we consider standard of care. And we need to absolutely 100% eradicate any idea of a punishment model. Because as long as that is still there, even when JRC goes, there will be another JRC one day. And then another, and then another. I want to take this problem on at its root. JRC is a symptom of a far larger issue. You gotta get all forms of so-called consequences and punishments the fuck out of your medicine. Because until you do, the abuse will be enabled to continue on forever. If you don't believe me, look at how long the JRC has managed to survive in spite of everything we know about them. We're going to go ahead and close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to hit those comments. I appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Bye-bye, everyone.